During the Biafra War, children got separated from their families, moved through crowds of strangers with no map, some with no names to call out. The few who found someone they could recognize did so by pure chance, a familiar face or name glimpsed or overheard at unexpected places, a name overheard in conversation, a thread so thin that most who reached for it found nothing on the other end. Most of those children did not make it. Dr. Richie Adewusi was among the fortunate ones who did, and he wrote about it in his book Biafra, Lest We Forget, an account that makes plain how long Nigerians have been left to survive privation and catastrophe entirely on their own. This video examines how that pattern has found its most dangerous expression yet in the insecurity crisis gripping Nigeria in 2026, and why the central issue remains accountability. If that concerns you, watch this video to the end, share it with everyone you know, and subscribe to this channel so you do not miss the next video in this series. Dr. Richie Adewusi's account is not fiction. He describes reuniting with one of his elder brothers, a former Biafran soldier who had to drape a woman's dress over his ragged clothes to conceal what he was wearing, because federal soldiers at checkpoints were examining men's knees and elbows for combat bruising, and then shooting those they identified as Biafran soldiers. One soldier, by sheer providence, quietly told him to slip into the bush, while behind them, the men who had been made to sit on the ground were shot and killed. Survival came down entirely to one stranger's conscience. No system, no policy, no government had decided their lives were worth protecting. That is the Nigeria people from eastern Nigeria lived in, for which no one has been held accountable. It is the same instinct for personal survival, without institutional backing, that millions of Nigerians are drawing on today, in the Nigeria of 2026. Parts of Borno State have been bombed again, just a few days ago. Soldiers have been being killed across northern Nigeria, and when accountability is demanded, what returns from official quarters is that more terrorists are dying than soldiers, as though Nigerian soldiers are entries in a ledger rather than human beings whose deaths require answers and actions. Nigerian soldiers are courageous people. The failure is above them. Leadership failures. Which northern leader has gone to jail over the killings in Zamfara, or in Katsina, or in Borno, or in Kaduna, or in Kebbi, or in Plateau, or in Kwara? Nobody. That answer, held consistently across years of bloodshed, is in itself a declaration about whose lives are considered worth pursuing justice for. What makes the situation worse is that senior government officials have chosen to extend cover to those responsible rather than hold them accountable. Nigeria's National Security Advisor, part of the persons constitutionally charged with securing Nigeria, describes those carrying out these attacks, the terrorists, as his brothers. Rights need to be understood to exist in relation to the rights of others. When one person's choices begin to cost other people their lives, those choices forfeit their protection. An official extending fraternal solidarity to people killing Nigerian citizens has made a statement that belongs permanently in the public record, and demands a permanent public response. A government that cannot secure lives and property of her citizens has failed at the level of first principles. Yet, the rights and lives of Nigerians need to be protected by those who have the responsibility to do so. The government in power. Nigerian musicians have historically refused to let power off the hook, and the Peacocks International Guitar Band stands in that tradition. Formed in the early 1970s, the band refined its sound through years of playing in Ghana before planting itself in Owerri, southeastern Nigeria, and building something that crossed every border it encountered. Their song, Iwa Anya, released in 1973, translates as, "It is time for men to be men. It is time for Nigerians to stand against those facilitating their suffering and death. It is time for a people-driven change." Nigerians must demand accountability loudly and consistently, from their lawmakers, from their state governors, from the presidency, and from every official who has chosen the comfort of excuse-making over the duty of governance and accountability. The demand must be specific. Who is responsible for the environment that allows violence and criminalities to become routine, and what consequences have they faced? Patriotic Nigerians must keep the record straight and honest. Every layer of Nigerian society that understands what is at stake must make accountability an unavoidable conversation, in homes, in places of worship, in public fora, until those in power can no longer treat silence as permission and submission by the populace. Nigerians have already paid an enormous price across generations, through the Biafra War. What they are owed now is accountability, and the pursuit of it begins with refusing to let this moment pass without record and permanent resolution grounded in the respect for lives, individual rights and properties. Thank you for watching. Please share this video with everyone you know. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next video in this series. Our full live streams are available on our YouTube channel at May Nigeria Never Happen to You. May Nigeria happen for all Nigerians and for friends of Nigeria.